Welcome to a special journey, a journey to discover the infinite power hidden within each of us. Remember, nothing is impossible when you believe in yourself. Life is full of challenges, but every challenge is also an opportunity to discover your true strength. You may have heard that nothing is impossible, but today we will not only talk about it, but also learn how to make the impossible possible. The power you need to overcome all difficulties doesn't come from outside. It's deep inside you. It's perseverance, courage, and faith that never fades. When you start to believe in your abilities, when you dare to dream big and act to make those dreams come true, you will find that nothing is beyond your reach. You all look nice. Please look at something now. Have you thought about a big goal you want to reach? Maybe you're already working on one, but have had a lot of setbacks and losses. There have been many disappointments for you. That is, you might have already given up. Maybe all you need is a little spark to get back into the game. Look at this. People have learned how to lose. Someone has learned how to win. And there are people who have won. And all they need is some help. As little help and support as they need is all they need. For them to make changes that will lead to a whole new future and give them access to the endless power they already have, all they need is some new information or a different strategy or plan of action. That's all they need. Now I want you to think about something real and important to you that will give your life meaning and power. You shouldn't even tell me I can do that. Not that I want you to think. Let me explain. When I first started working in this field 5 years ago, I would never have thought I would be where I am now. I don't want you to start getting scared. No. There is something you need to be able to say to yourself that will help you be honest with yourself. That when you say this, even when you have huge failures, it will serve as a reminder to stay in the game, to keep moving forward and trying new things and changing your strategy and plan of action all the time to find new ways to win. Some people might not have the money or knowledge to follow through on an idea they have. What is that thing? You might not be getting the help or tools you need. What is that? Something that will help us keep going and make our dream come true. What is one of those keys that will help us start to figure out how our dream works? Say it with power and conviction. It's possible. That's all I need you to do. Every day you tell yourself that your dream is possible when you look at it. You tell yourself every day that it's possible. What does that do anyway? You can see that it starts to change what you believe. Go look at how we do things. Ladies and gentlemen, it shows what we believe and what we think is doable. The only thing you've really done up to this point is repeat stuff. It's a copy of what you mentally think you deserve and what you think is possible for your life. Most people make decisions based on their own memories and past, things they've seen, done, experienced, and noticed. What I'm saying is that you work from a bigger picture of who you are. Imagine yourself doing what you want to do, having what you want to have, and going through what you want to go through. Do what gives your life meaning and worth. Use your creativity instead of your memory. Since you can see where you want to go, I'm going to warn you. You will have a talk with someone back here after going through the information about your life that says you can't do it. So the first thing you should do is stop listening to that inner voice. When bad things happen to most people, they start to think that's just how things have always been. It doesn't seem possible for things to be different to them. As an example, before April 1954, they believed what everyone else believed because they had tried it many times and failed each time. People thought that man was physically unable to break the 4-minute limit. He couldn't run a mile in less than 4 minutes. That was what everyone on the planet thought. It had never been done before. However, ladies and gents, this is what took place. When Roger Bannister came along, he broke the 4-minute mark. Now let's talk about what that means. Even now, over 20,000 people, some in high school, have done it since then. What changed? 20,000 people. What changed? This is what happened. They knew it was done when they got to the track. And now that they knew it had been done, they had a new idea about this obstacle, this goal that they could not reach. And those 20,000 people ran because they thought someone had done it before and thought it was possible for them to do it too. I'm telling you that if you know someone who achieved a goal, dream, or something they set out to do, don't say that you know in your heart that if they did it, then you can too. It's possible. and that if someone else can make their dream come true, then you can too. Since you're starting to think about where you want to go, it's possible that I'm lucky and very well liked. There are many good things about me. I have some good things in me. I might be able to bring my greatness into the world and do what I want to do. I might be able to write my own book. I'm free to run my own business. I can go on the trip and see the whole world. It's possible for me to get over my problems and start over with my life. It's possible for things to get better for me no matter where I am. It's possible. Thinking about two guys in Chicago who are pretty successful, come from a similar background, and are educated. There were many people who were let go from a company where they had worked for a long time. Two guys who were good friends. This person and the other one looked for work together for a few weeks and were turned down and disappointed over and over again. A lot of people in this country have the same problem. They can't find work. One guy stopped. He started to feel down. He stopped moving. During that time, he stayed home and watched TV, fought with his wife, drank beer, talked on the phone with his other negative, jobless friends, and finally gave up. If the other guy could, he looked for work everywhere he went and whenever he had a chance, asking people, making connections, and reading the newspaper every day. He kept going to different places to look for work. You've learned too much. You are too prepared. You won't stay here long. He didn't stop. He went to a spot and said, look at this. There's a chance you could hire me and I'd be happy to do it. I don't want to just sit around and do nothing. Just let me do some work for free. Okay, so you don't have to give me anything. I only need to work. I need to be busy. He told her, okay, now it's your turn, but don't expect anything from me. It's all right. He came in and worked. He got there first. The best worker there was the last one to leave. After about 4 weeks, one of the top bosses quit. They were trying to find someone else to do it. You can guess who they chose. That other guy, the one who was giving his time for free, he got the job. What did the two guys have in common? The mind and eyes, sight. Seeing is judging what you see. Judging based on how something looks. However, mind sight is how you make sense of what you see. Someone said, that's not possible. It's over. It's over for me. It's not possible for me. I'm not able to go. It was over for him. I was turned down over and over again. I'm no longer going. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy kept going because he thought it was possible, even though he kept getting turned down and told how bad the market was and what the newspaper said. That's what we need to do with our dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Because in life, things happen that you can never ever plan for. When those things happen, you often just want to give up. I remember when I worked in radio and TV as a disc jockey. People didn't like me because I was a disc jockey. They didn't like me because I thought radio was something you did to entertain people. You teach them and give them power. I lost my job. I didn't just leave, I was fired. That surprised me. I told them to wait. They took my mic away. That's what I thought I was. It wasn't, ladies and gents. I had to do something else. I had no idea what else to do. Take a look at what I'm seeing. What can you do with your life right now that you haven't even thought of? See, I think that life will take over when you don't have enough motivation to follow your dreams or ideas, or when you aren't wise enough. You see, life had changed me and told me, Lesbrown, you're done with this. You need to do something else now. That's right, I wasn't smart enough. I put together a group of DJs and got my job back. They had to look for me again. I lost my job twice. This is what I did. Something else came to mind. And so a guy told me, lady, why don't you run for office? I told him, man, I'll never run for office. There's nothing I've ever known about how to work in politics. I told people to sign up to vote and go to the polls, but I don't know anything about politics. He added that people who run for office all the time don't either. I ran. Now let me tell you what I think. I ran. You have to make the best of what you have and where you are. I didn't have any money and didn't know how politics worked. I didn't even have anyone to help me. But this is what the man told me. You might have a chance to win. That was all I had. I was up against a candidate who had been backed by donors. He was already in office. He had the backing of the newspaper and everyone in power in the community, but I was going up against him. When I was on the radio, I said, stand up for what you believe in because you can fall for anything. I would also knock on people's doors. My kids are on one side of the street and I'd be on the other, knocking on doors. My name is lesbrown. Let everyone know I'm still there. They call each other and say, kid, let's rob my house today. Do you remember the boy with the big mouth on the radio? Yes. He was fired, honey, but they say he's still alive. That's what I mean. Just keep going. Do not start to feel bad about yourself. Don't talk about what happened to you and who is to blame. That's right. Whatever you talk about, you make it bigger and better in your life. So don't talk about things that will happen to you unless you want them to. Okay? I did that kind of thing and I still do it. I took my kids with me. We went door to door and we didn't have enough money. When it was almost time for the election, something happened that shocked me. Several strong community leaders got involved and backed my opponent, even though I thought they would either support me or stay out of it. I felt terrible. That's going to happen to you now. When you're working on your dream, unexpected things will happen. I was shocked by that. That wasn't necessary. They only needed to stay out of it. But here they are. You should not bother me up there. That's going to happen now. Some people think it's their right to stop you from achieving your goals. Okay, but I didn't handle that. Keep your mind on your goal if you want to reach your dream. Some people would rather even things out than move forward. Do not lose sight of where you want to go. I did what I was supposed to do over and over again. So I was on my way to the radio station. He had more than $20,000 on me. I didn't have $800. The guy told me I was going to make a commercial while I was at the radio station. Yes, I said. He said it had better be a good one since that money wouldn't get us very far. While I was in the middle of the control room, I thought, this is what happens when you get. Things will start to come in. Someone told you to call your mom. You often talked about your mother on the air. Have her say a few words for you. That'll be a different kind of party event. I called my mom while a gospel song played in the background. After that, I had my mom say, "Hello, this is Miss Mamie Brown." I taught my sons how to be good kids when I was their mother. I hit them from behind and made them go right when they got out of hand. Helped me get my son elected. That kid is good. Rarely do more than 3 or 4 people show up to vote in a primary for state representative. Over 27,000 people showed up to vote in that primary. I'm going to vote for Lesbrown because his mom says he's a good boy. Ladies and gents, I won. I got it. That means you have to be ready to think outside the box and never give up. Because when you work on your dream and stay on track, good things will happen to you. I remember the first time I spoke in public. One of the things that speakers really enjoy doing is talking to an organization whose more than 10,000 sales reps come to this gathering. And I didn't give up. I kept telling them it was possible. It's possible. I want you to understand that just because you say it's possible doesn't mean you won't have any troubles. That lawyer for Murphy is going to hit you in the side of the head. Old Murphy is going to come see you. Some of you should meet him in the parking lot. You say it's possible, right? Okay, it's possible. Get up now. I did work, though. I kept telling them it was possible. They had other people on this show to talk. I can also be on that show. I kept trying to sell myself. I got really angry. I called them every single day. The woman finally said, "Mr. Brown, I tell you what, please come in and talk to our salespeople. They want someone with your level of fire and guts to lead them. Also, let me say something else. Bring your encouraging tapes with you. You will need tapes worth at least $50,000. I asked, "Is that right?" "Yes, they want to keep that drive going because of this." "Okay," I said. I asked the guy to make copies of my tapes. I asked Don, "How are you? This is Les. You should know that I got a big speaking job." I told him, "Man, it's a speaker's dream. I need goods worth more than $50,000. Les, he told you, you don't deserve that much praise." I replied, "I know, but damn, I can sell that right after my speech. In 4 days, I'll give you money." He asked Les, "Are you sure?" I replied, "Yes, man. I have a big speech to give, and they told me to do it." He said, "Man, that's really strange. Let me talk to the woman with you." I told him to wait a minute. Name her Ladybug. "Hello, Evelyn. How are you? This is Les Brown. I called Don. What did you say? Do I still have the speaking gig?" "You do, yes. What else do you think of, Les?" "A lot of tapes are bought by our people. These people really like your tapes. I am telling you to bring tapes worth at least $50,000. You'll sell everything you have and even more." I asked Don, "Did you hear that?" "Yes," he said. I asked, "Are you the last person who has to make a choice if someone else has to make one?" She said, "I'm the last person." "The deal will be sent to you. I need you." "Donnie, did you hear that?" "Yes," he said. I told them, "Oh, you weak-hearted ones. I told you to make copies of the tapes, man. Take a picture. He did make copies of the tapes. It had been a week. It's something I do every day. Not a deal. I told Murphy, hey, don't start anything. Please, let me off the hook, man. It's not fair, folks. Let your boy have a break, man, please. I spoke to myself. I don't want to call him now. It's been 2 weeks. He asked, don't you think you should call him? Okay. I said, I called. Hello, this is Lesbrown calling. How are you, Les? Okay, I said. Evelyn hasn't sent my contract out yet, I told her. Any other information you might need? Les, you haven't heard? I told her she was dead. I told you she died. I asked, did she say anything about me? I was so tired when I got home. Murphy was waiting for me inside the house. He asked, do you think you'd like to listen to some of my tapes? But ladies and gents, this is what I had to do. It was time for me to think about what could be done, since this wasn't the only place I could sell those things. For as long as I pushed myself and got help, support, and other ideas, I finally did. It was hard and took longer, but I got it done. Please repeat after me. I'm going to make it through no matter how bad things get. I'm going to make it. Give someone a right and left hand shake and say, you got that right. Please repeat after me. It's possible for me to achieve my dream. What I want is mine. Always think outside the box and don't give up. I have something else to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, when you know deep down that you want to do something. And I think that every single one of us was born with a purpose, that we are all meant to do something, and that we are all good, which means that we have a duty to show their greatness. And when you know deep down that you're not living up to your full potential, you stop growing, stretching, and testing yourself. Let me tell you something else. To have your dream come true, you need to do what you need to do. Whatever is yours in the world is yours for the taking. You must have it, work on it, grow, and go after it. A friend told me that I gave a speech in Los Angeles at the beginning of the year. I teach people how to get into the speaking business at a class. Another one is called Speaking with Power, and it teaches people how to start improving their speaking skills. I told this friend, I want you to work with me. When I called her, she asked, Les, are you sure I can do it? Yes, you can. You've got a PhD in talking to people, getting messages. That's not mine. You can do it if I can do it. You can count on me to give you the help you need. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I learned. Up to a certain point, our energy will only take us so far. To give ourselves an advantage on the home court, we need to surround ourselves with people who share our goal and can see it. So you need to find other people who think like you, who are also growing, and who have chosen they are not happy with where they are. You see, I don't think that need is the mother of creativity. I don't think that necessity is the mother of creativity. Being unwilling to accept things as they are leads to new ideas. If you decide that you're not going to settle for this is not the end of my life. I'm worth more than this. Now you won't have to do those things. A lot of people are unhappy at work every day, but they don't do anything about it. All they do is complain about how unhappy they are. I was telling her that I knew how much she hated her job. You can do this, I told you. You have more going for you than I do. This has been going on for years, ladies and gents. She spoke for a living and had come to my workshops. I learned that one of the main problems in her life was that she brought her husband with her. He didn't see it for her. Because of this, you need to have people in your life who can see it and cheer you on. Relations that don't support you can be bad for you. I talked to him. I told her, I have nothing to do with your marriage. I said, you and I are good friends, and so are she and I, but I'm not taking sides. I told you not to tell her that if you can't see it for her. Help her out by being there. What if you're wrong? Man, it's possible that she can do it if I can do it. You're not like them. How are you going to tell me that? You've heard her talk. I really like the way she talks. Don't think less of her. You have no idea. It looks like some people can't see what a great woman she is, but they can see it for you. He was glad. I asked, will you do it with me? I told you I would help you. You are not able to do it by yourself. I'm going to stand with you. She asked, will you? Yes, I said. You are going to be a part of my meeting. You'll do some of it and I'll do some of it. Having a strong speech. Okay, she said. It had been 3 days since the last call, and I got an emergency call at work. It was from her husband. He called and said, tell Les Brown Shirley has died. Oh no, I said. When I was going there to go to the funeral, I remember the last time I saw her having some of her papers mixed up with mine. I took them home and looked through them to do one of her works. She wrote a lot. What moved me, what made me cry, was that she started deep songs and great ideas that she never finished. She also started plays that she never finished. She was given that song. You and I both can't finish that for her. She was the only one who could see that play through to its end, no matter what she had imagined. And that she was going to be the way that it got through. You are the vessel and you are here. You have been chosen to be the outlet for the world. You need to do something. This is why I think we are all here. For some reason, I was reading a newspaper on the way to the service that said, millions of people are dying because of what they eat. I am sure that Marion was muttering to me, Les, the next time you talk, say that even more are dying because of what's eating them. When life throws you problems, you need to find ways to appreciate yourself more. Because if you don't, every day you'll be hit with bad things that make you feel bad. You will also find that you're doing things that hurt yourself without realizing it. Life will train you if you don't. That means you want to plan your life. The way you live your life needs to have some purpose. We were given a lecture by a friend at the National Speakers Convention, and it really hit me. It was about when he was going through Europe, Warren Brescon. The soldier would wake them up at different times during the trip and ask him the question. I asked you this question. Where have you been? Why are you here? Where are you going? That's what I want to know. Where have you been? Where have you been lately? You look at your life and the things you make. Does it make you happy? Are you living for a reason? Are you living your dream? Do you do what you think? Have you done everything you can? Are you feeling at ease? Are you putting things off? Are you trying to avoid being great? Are you spending time with people who can help you grow? Do you want to push yourself? Are you trying new things? Do you want to learn something new? Is your life exciting or is it dull? Where have you been? Why are you here? Dear friends, there are no limits except those you set yourself. Remember, the power to overcome all obstacles is already in you, waiting for you to explore and use. Life can pose the hardest challenges, but it's also the greatest opportunity for you to prove yourself and rise stronger than ever. When you face difficulties, look inside and remember that you have everything you need to overcome. Be brave and steadfast. Believe that nothing is impossible. Every step, every effort, even small, brings you closer to your goal. Live with the strong belief that you can do whatever you set out to do. Let your inner strength shine. Let your courage and determination guide you. Don't let fear or suspicion stop you. You are the creator of your life, and you have the power to make every dream come true. Remember, nothing is impossible if you believe in yourself and are determined to act. Step out, face the world with your faith and your strength. Make the impossible possible and live a life without regrets. You can and you will. Let's start now.